Kevin Smith is really completing his full Rian Johnson arc. He is now attacking fans for not liking his new Netflix show. Let's check it out. If you are also tired of people like Kevin Smith ruining pop culture, ruining things like He-Man and Masters of the Universe, ruining Star Wars and Marvel, then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I try to post multiple videos on this channel every single day. Let's get into the video. So like I said, Kevin Smith is now attacking fans. He's been blaming fans for quite a while now. For a few days now, he's been blaming fans on Twitter and kind of hiding behind the fact that he's not tweeting these articles out, that he's only retweeting the articles that are blaming the fans. Therefore, he's not directly blaming the fans or attacking the fans. But now he's pretty much just straight up attacking fans. Straight up quotes from Kevin Smith that I'll show you in 1 second. A couple of video clips as well of Kevin Smith attacking fans, blaming fans for his failure on his Netflix show. It's truly sad what's happening to Kevin Smith. I've said this in all my videos so far about Kevin Smith, but I've been a fan in the past. I am no longer a fan. I no longer have any respect for the guy. But I do feel for him because I do believe that he started off as truly a fan. But now that he is finally being accepted by Hollywood, because for the longest time, he was this weirdo, this nerd outcast for Hollywood. He was always a Hollywood outcast. And now that Hollywood is finally accepting him in, he's turning into just another Hollywood weirdo. And like I said, I have a Kevin Smith Funko Pop right behind me. I was a fan. I am no longer a fan. I no longer have any respect for him. Not because I care or that I'm super invested into the He-Man franchise. I'm not even that big of a He-Man fan. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a huge He-Man fan, and I wouldn't have cared that much if Kevin Smith didn't do what he did. But because he is further propagating the ruining of pop culture, he is spreading these ideas further and further into pop culture, you have to be able to stand up to these people, even if you do like them as a person. Even if I did previously like him as a person, I have to be able to stand up to him and say, this is wrong. Like you are furthering the ruining of pop culture by doing this stuff, and I cannot take it anymore. I have to take a stand against Kevin Smith on this one. But let's check out what Kevin Smith has been saying when he's attacking the fans on Twitter, on social media, on his own YouTube channel, and also in a Variety article that I'll show you in 1 second. Let's get into it. So shout out to Steph from My Nerdy Home for posting all of these clips of Kevin Smith. I'll only show you a couple of them, the ones that I think are really important when it comes to him attacking the fans, when it comes to him responding to the fandom and the backlash that he's gotten from his He-Man show. Let's check it out.
Attention on a thing you don't like. Yes. Streisand effect.
The Streisand effect. That's absolutely right. There's an articles talking about this review bombing. I have nothing to do with the articles. I retweeted the one article and I said, like, oh, at least we're in good company. They did this to the boys and Captain.
You see, he's trying to say that he has nothing to do with blaming the fans for review bombing on Rotten Tomatoes because he's just retweeting the articles that are saying he's review bombing. But literally in one of his tweets, whenever he responded to that article, whenever he quote tweeted one of those articles, he says that the review bombing is obvious. So he's obviously saying that we are review bombing his show, which doesn't make any sense. There's just a lot of people out there. If you go look on YouTube, go look on Twitter, then they said that there's only 5,000 to 10,000 people that are angry about this. There is a lot more than that. If there's 5,000 to 10,000 people on Twitter willing to talk about this, or 5,000 to 10,000 people giving negative reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, there's so many people out there that don't give reviews on Rotten Tomatoes that are watching these YouTube videos. Go look at people like Nerdrotic or Geeks and Gamers or RK Outpost or Clownfish. Look at the amount of views that they are getting on this type of thing. It is crazy how many people are tired of this, how many people are angry about He-Man, angry about Kevin Smith. This isn't just 5,000 to 10,000 people. This is crazy amounts of people that are completely just tired of this BS.
Marvel. Many people were very quick to point out they only did this to the boys because they were putting out one episode a week. And Captain Marvel, like, why would you compare yourself to that? If those are your two, fucking rocks you're standing on, you're fucked and shit like that. So, when people hate a thing, they fucking find a way to beat you on every point and every turn. And so they were acting like I said that we'd been review bombed. I was literally fucking quoting an article that was up.
Quoting an article while also saying that it's obvious that we're being review bombed.
That review bombing thing, it was so weird because I'd been a witness to it from the outside in other occasions. I remember when that happened to the boys, and I was like, how strange. And when it happened to Captain Marvel, never did I thought we'd be at the epicenter.
I think The Boys are the only case of an actual review bombing that has been mentioned recently, because The Boys got review bombed because they switched from the binge kind of template. They switched to a weekly release on their second season, and people were not happy about that. So yes, they did kind of get review bombed in that sense, where they didn't get reviews. They didn't get bad reviews because of the content of the actual show. They got bad reviews because of what was going on outside of the content of the actual show. So you can kind of say that that was a review bomb. But when it comes to Captain Marvel, that's not a review bomb. That's just a bad movie that a lot of people didn't like. Yes, it made a lot of money. A lot of bad movies make a lot of money. Doesn't mean anything. The movie was still bad and a lot of people didn't like it. That's not review bombing. That is just reviews.
Of it, but there we were and stuff. And so naturally, I was like, "Oh my God, what does this mean? Like, is it gonna bum anybody out, or are we gonna fucking be in trouble?"
Here we go.
And the folks upstairs like put it on Front Street, and this is not me being a dick, man. This is just me kind of explaining like how counterproductive it is to go all in.
Now he's going to start using reverse psychology to make us stop review bombing his show. We're not stupid, Kevin Smith. We know what you're trying to do. This is embarrassing.
Their reaction was like, "Kevin, this is amazing for the show."
It's not.
And I was like, "Yeah, but all these people are mad." They were like, "Yes, it looks like about 5,000 to 10,000 people have written nasty things." And they were like, "But we have 210 million subscribers." And I was like, "Oh, so mathematically we're safe?" They're like, "Safe as kittens." So
yes, Netflix is safe because they have 210 million subscribers or whatever he just said. Netflix is safe, but your show is not going to do good. Everyone who's giving reviews on this show is negative. I mean, I haven't seen that many YouTubers out there. I've watched Tyrone Magnus, Grace Randolph, and all those people give their reviews on the show. And Tyrone Magnus came out and said that he watched the first episode and couldn't get past it. He gave his review after the first episode because of how bad it was. So even he couldn't watch the whole show. A lot of these reviews, I haven't even seen many positive reviews, especially on YouTube. You know, out there with these journalism sites, of course they're going to give positive reviews. They're involved in Hollywood just like Kevin Smith is. They have incentive to give positive reviews because then they get the insider access that they all want, that they all beg for. That's why they give the positive reviews. But going back to the Netflix thing real quick, Netflix is going to be completely safe because yes, they do have 210 million subscribers or whatever Kevin Smith said. But your show is not going to be safe. Your show is not going to do well. But I don't really think Kevin Smith cares that much. You know, he's moving on from Netflix. He can't get fired from Netflix because I believe the next thing that he's doing is the next Clerks movie. So that's kind of his own thing. That's not a Netflix thing. That's not really a studio thing. That's a Kevin Smith thing. So he's not really worried about getting fired by Netflix. Mathematically, Netflix is safe. So they're not going to be completely, you know, furious at Kevin Smith for ruining the show. Netflix is safe. Kevin Smith's show is not.
Anybody's freedom of speech. Absolutely. Go ahead and stuff. But it won't do what you think it's going to do. Yeah. I too, like them, was like, "Oh my God, this is a bad thing," and they were intending to do a bad thing. And I'm not saying it's a nefarious plot or bots and shit, but
no, we weren't, man. None of us out here, me, myself included, we don't want any of these things to be bad. Do you really think that we're out here preying on these shows' downfall? No, we want pop culture to be saved. We want pop culture to be what we always wanted it to be. And whenever we do get good shows, whenever we do get good movies, we give them positive reviews. We don't trash on stuff that we think is good. I don't anyway. You know, some people out there might, but I don't trash on things that I think are good. I don't even, like I said, I'm not even a huge He-Man fan. But I'm pissed because you are ruining not only people's beloved franchises, things that they grew up with. A lot of people grew up with He-Man, and you are ruining their return to the He-Man franchise, something that I'm sure a lot of them have looked forward to, but you are also furthering the ruining of pop culture. This isn't just a small He-Man problem. This is a pop culture problem.
All the people, like, it's a little suspect that are, we're, what is it called? Fucking certified fresh. Yeah. And then our audience rating is like in the toilet and shit.
Right.
But so just so everyone doesn't say like he thinks it's a fucking conspiracy. I'm not saying that. That's what I.
He's not saying that. He's just very strongly insinuating that. And also, we have this. This is where he really attacks the fans in this Variety article. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's a very long article. I just want to show you the main couple of quotes where Kevin Smith really embarrassed himself. And really, in one of them, he attacked the fans. He straight up did attack the fans. "I know what a fan base reacts like when they don't get the thing that they grew up watching. If you knew that," well, honestly, I think he really did know that, because you think about all the lies that he told on Twitter whenever people were saying exactly what the show is going to be. He lied to us over and over again and said, "No, He-Man, Prince Adam, he's going to be the main character of the show. This isn't Tila's show at all. Tila doesn't have a girlfriend," all that other stuff. You know why? It's because he knows exactly how a fan base reacts when they don't get the thing they grew up watching. That's why he lied, because he knew we're not going to get what we grew up watching. So he had to lie about it in order to make people watch it and pull that bait and switch. That's why he said that. That's why he lied about it on Twitter, because he knows how people react when they don't get what they want. And we definitely did not get what we wanted with Masters of the Universe Revelation. Now, this is the quote where he really attacks the fans, where he really embarrasses himself. "You really effing think Mattel Television, who hired me and paid me money, wants to do a effing Masters of the Universe show without He-Man? grow the F up, man. He is telling us, he is telling the fans to grow up. The man who cries at every single finale, no matter what it is, if it's a big studio film, he is recording himself crying at the finale of the show. Because honestly, at first I thought he was just a big fan of these things. At first I thought that he was just really into Marvel and Star Wars and all these other big studio films. But honestly, I think he might just be shilling for these studios now. I think that he really just wants to get jobs at these studios. And like I said, he's no longer the outcast, so he wants to really lean into that shill role. And also, I think this statement does kind of reveal that He-Man, that Prince Adam is going to come back in part 2 or season 2 or whatever. He's going to come back to life and maybe even be the main character, front and center character. But I don't think so. I think that he's going to be there just in the background and Teela's going to be front and center. But even if He-Man is, even if Prince Adam is front and center, even if he is the main character, I don't think it matters. People have seen part 1 already. People are done. People have left. This is going to be a Last Jedi Solo situation where Solo wasn't that bad of a movie in my opinion, but it did absolutely horrible at the box office. And even if it was a bad movie, even if it was a good movie, great movie, doesn't matter. It was a horrible flop for a Star Wars movie. What did it make, like 500 million or something like that? Something horrible. It did really bad at the box office compared to The Last Jedi, compared to all the other Star Wars movies. That's exactly what's going to happen with this part 2 of this He-Man show. No matter how good it is, no matter how great it is, no matter how much He-Man or Prince Adam is involved, it's going to be a huge flop. But let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. What do you think about Kevin Smith attacking the fans? There are a lot more clips on My Nerdy Home's Twitter account where he was attacking the fans, where he was fan blaming for the flopping of his show. So if you want to see that, go check out her Twitter. I might leave the link in the description below, so go check that out. But if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to follow me on Twitter or join the Discord. Both of those links will be in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video. Hope to see you in the next one.